In this video, I'll show you how we can create a machine or a pod in RunPod, set environment variables because we might need to work with different APIs. In this case, we'll be working with Hugging Face tokens and also weight and biases API. And we'll see how we can clone a repository in RunPod machine or instance and run a Python script or a application in that pod. So let's get into it. So very first thing is you need to notice something in your RunPod dashboard. So firstly, you have to go to the RunPod dashboard, which is console.runpod.io. And here you'll see on the top left corner of your screen that you have some credit left. So make sure you have some credit left so that you can run a machine, because without credit, you cannot run any machine or you cannot create any pods in RunPod. So let's see how we can create a machine or a pod. So you need to head to this section called pods, and you'll see multiple GPUs here, right? As you already know about RunPod, you'll see a lot many GPUs. So we'll go through some basic NVIDIA previous generation GPU here, which is RTX 3090. So I'll just go there and I'll just rename this to LLM ED tutorial for this case. I'm gonna leave everything as it is. I already have a video on how we can set up the SSH. So I'm gonna deploy this on demand. So after I click on that, it might take some time to create that machine. All right, so we have a machine here with some CPUs, and we have a GPU of RTX 3090, and one unit is set it up here. And the cost for my GPU uses is $0.47 per hour. So this is that, convenient. So I'm gonna go through JupyterLab here. So it should be done. It will not take much time. Yeah. So you have this JupyterLab interface here. So you can go through a notebook style kernel here as well. So you just click here. You can run any program. So for this case, I'm just gonna do print hello world again. So let me see if this is running properly. So if I hit shift enter, it is running pretty well. So you can go ahead and build anything here in the notebook. It's quite similar to Google Colab and Jupyter Notebook. So I'll not go through that. So I'll just go through how we can set up things in terminal and clone a repository and use our application in RunPod. So you should go here. If you click on plus icon here, you'll see that you can choose between notebook, console, and other. So we'll go through terminal in other section. So I click here. So after I click here, terminal will be initiated. So I'm just gonna clone the week 3 repository that we have. So I'm just gonna copy this URL and just hit git clone and the URL, right? So after I clone this, if I check the file system, you'll see that there is a folder created here, right? I think you'll not be able to see. Let me just quickly zoom that. So you can see that the folder is created here, right? So you just need to do cdrt and you just do ls. You'll see all the files and requirements that you have created in the repository. Sometime when you clone a repository, you might clone it outside the folder structure. Let's say if I go to the last root directory, you'll see the root directory like this. But to make the code run in the system, then you have to be in this folder called workspace, right? So I'm just gonna do workspace. I was already there, by the way. I was just trying to say you how you can do that. So I'm gonna do rt and see the file structure. So you can see here that we have got the file system. So let me quickly install the dependencies here. So it might take time a little bit, but it should be faster than your local PC because it has, I think, high-speed internet. So it should be done in some minute. So let's wait for a bit. All right, the requirement has been installed already. So you can also go and have a look into that with pip list. So you'll see all the requirements that has been installed already for the week 3 repository. Now there is some crucial thing that we need to do. Since we already installed the requirements, we have the app, we also need to set up some environment variables. So let's see how we can do it. What you need to do now is you come back to pods here and click on triple dot here on more actions and hit on edit pod. So once you do that, you'll see that there is a place to add an environment variable. So once you drop it down, you'll see button called add environment variable. So click on that. Before that, let's try to learn what this means, right? There's a warning here. So what it basically says is environment variables are not encrypted. For sensitive keys, click on this icon. So If you look at here, you'll see a icon that is mentioned here called secret or select secret. So once you click that, you'll see all the secret that you have maintained on the RunPod. So you click on any one of those if you want to set it up. So I'm going to set up the Hugging Face token and add another environment variable with WNB API key. So once I click here, WNB API key, and save it and come back to JupyterLab, it should restart after I set it up the environment variable. So let me go to the terminal. You can see that there is some error and directory not found. So it might take some seconds to load all the environment variable and restart the machine for you. So let's wait for that. All right, the machine seems to be active now. So all that I need to do is I'm going to go to terminal again and see the folder structure here. We are at the root directory, so we would want to go to the workspace where our folder is. So I'm going to go to our repository and see the file structure. If you look on the left hand side, you'll see the root directory here, but you need to go to this folder called workspace. I'm going to go there and sit right at where we are in the terminal. So if you check the requirement now, the requirement looks fine, right? So I'm going to just clear that and run the application that I wanted to run. So that code is available in the code directory here. So let me go there through the terminal. So once I go to the code directory, you'll see this file called evaluate baseline.py. So let me try to run that. Python evaluate baseline.py. So once I run that, it should be running now. Yeah. So what the script is doing is it's basically downloading the model that we have that we want to run and evaluate our model with Samson dataset. I'm sure you have heard about that, but to sum it up, Samson dataset is usually used for evaluating and running the summarization model. So we'll see some evaluation going on here. And for that, our evaluation will be running a rules score, which will be displayed at the end. So let's leave it for a while. It might take a minute or two to do all the process, and let's see how the result looks like. The process is completed, and you can see that our result has been saved in our data folder. And below that, you can see the evaluation complete status with the baseline rules score. You can see the example prediction here and also a JSON output of a rules score. And if you want to see the result in the structure format, you have to go to this folder called data. And inside that, you'll see this output folder and you'll see baseline. So if you want to download this, you can just come here and download current folder as an archive. So yeah, once you download this, it will be downloaded in your machine. And after you complete all the process and operation, you would not want to keep this machine active, because once you come back here, I'm sure you'll notice some credit has been reduced. So you might want to terminate your pod. So let me close everything here and just hit on stop pod. So once I hit on stop pod, it will stop my pod. You can either terminate the pod as well, terminate the pod, and everything is all clear. So once you do all the operations, use the GPU, use the resources, you just have to terminate everything and stop your inferencing so that your credit will not be exhausted, right? So I hope this video is helpful for you, and see you on the next one.